The Tyson Fury lies continue. Now Tyson Fury says Wilder might be his next opponent after previously telling the world he would never fight. Oh my God, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm so frustrated. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Now, before I get started, ESPN Plus, use my link, ESPN Plus. They have a ton of original content, docuseries, documentaries, archive footage from past fights like Mayweather versus Pacquiao and more for your viewing needs. ESPN Plus, very easy to use the app. Get it as a standalone app, or you can get the bundle ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps for one low price of $12.99. Now let's get it. Tyson Fury, the lies continue. This is becoming an everyday thing with Tyson Fury. You know, he can't be trusted. The things he says, and I think he even pokes fun or even mentions this, like, you know, they're not going to believe me anyway, so I'm just going to say whatever. And that shows because Tyson Fury is full of so many contradictions. It's not funny. He'll say he'll never fight in the UK again, and then he says people, they had their chance to see me in the UK, but they squandered it, or they didn't treat me right. Then he'll back out of the Wilder fight and say he's fighting in the UK. You know what I mean? Doing a hometown fight. And then the hometown fight that was supposed to happen December 5th against Ajit Kabiel, then he says he's not fighting him. So it's like, what's his deal? It's just that you talking around and talking in circles and stuff. Now you see it on the screen, Boxing Insider, link in the description. Tyson Fury says, I've stopped training. I'm on holiday. The interview was posted and it shows Fury discussing live boxing and ping pong. The fighter also brings up his daily intake of alcohol. Yes, that's a real quote and a real thing. He says, I'm doing between, listen, this is crazy. Let me highlight it for your viewing pleasure. Make sure you guys smash the like button for the latest and greatest content in the world of boxing. 2021 is up. Tyson Fury says, I'm doing about between 8 and 10 to 12 pints of a larger a day at the minute. Not eating though, it's just getting calories from alcohol. The fighter made it clear that as far as he's concerned, a break is in order. I've done like training with no further process. I'm just chilling out, being a man of leisure. So this is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Now, for starters, Mauricio Sulaiman, you know, he seems to have backed Fury when people said that something was wrong with Tyson Fury's gloves, the pictures, the videos, it all looks weird. You know, he was a big advocate for Tyson Fury. And when Wilder said he wanted to catch a body on his resume, he said, oh my God, Bermain Stavern, if I have to catch a body, I want a body on my record so bad. When he was saying that, the WBC publicly separated themselves and admonished Wilder and said it's wrong and he can't be saying that and that's not championship conduct. But look at Tyson Fury. He's constantly talking about drugs. He's talking about prostitutes. He's talking about doing, you know, lines of coke. This is all like, this is not me making it up. Tyson Fury, boom, type this in. Sports Bible. Look, he's smiling too, right? And he says in the, hold on. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Tyson Fury says he plans to binge on cocaine and hookers after fight with Wilder. But the WBC hasn't said nothing to Tyson Fury about his behavior. So he's doing interviews and saying he's drinking. And, you know, drinking to drink is not illegal. But I would be highly concerned if I was a diehard Tyson Fury fan, because this weird, erratic behavior that he showed throughout his career is usually when he's in a dark spot. He said, I'm not training anymore. You know what I mean? I'm drinking. Look, this is his post. Whiskey on my mind, Sunday blues. And he's pouring up bottles and stuff. The bottle's half gone. and he's smiling. So some people, they're gonna always say, "Oh, Fury's look at the crow's feet and the bags around his eye." Some people are gonna say, "Oh, he's just playing mind games," because Billy Joe Saunders is a gypsy as well, and Billy Joe Saunders has said he's not training for the Canelo fight, and he had the flu and he tore his groin, and different stuff like that. I don't know if Fury's being honest or not, but whatever British humor or if he's serious, it all doesn't sound good. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like he's in a stable spot. It says Fury claims in the interview that not fighting for a long period of time, he hasn't fought in over a year, can be incredibly damaging. Quote, being inactive is the most terrible thing any fighter from any combat sport could ever be, he says, before adding he feels the lack of action won't harm him as a fighter personally. He says, I'm that good. Inactivity don't really mean much to me, to be fair. So he keeps talking about inactivity, and when Josh Warrington lost, he said it was because of the pandemic and inactivity. But he's saying in other interviews, he's saying he feels unbeatable and unstoppable and bionic. But that the human brain is a very complex machine, and it sounds like Fury is telling on himself, point blank period. Sounds like he's telling on himself, because if he really believed the latter part of what he's saying, I'm that good, inactivity don't really mean much, then why is he constantly talking about inactivity? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So clearly it's like a Freudian slip almost, where Tyson Fury, he's saying he doesn't care, but that's really what's on his mind. He keeps talking about inactivity, not just with his fights. So to me, that stipulates he's really afraid to fight Deontay Wilder, and he's afraid to fight Anthony Joshua coming off of this long layoff. And then to boot, not having the real confidence, he's going back to drinking and saying he's going to drink a lot, to each his own. Until I got a date and a hella load of money in my pocket, there's no fight. Nothing actually on until you're actually in the ring. We're nowhere near that at the moment. What's more, Fury essentially feels that matters are out of his control at the point, right? So he did a video and he says, I'm just now getting off the phone with Daniel Kinahan in June of 2020. And he said the Joshua fight was done, but now he's saying that he's nowhere near the fight at the moment. He says, I can do nothing. It's out of my hands. It's nothing to do with me, nothing to do with me. Do I think I'm going to be fighting Joshua in the next 10 minutes? Hell no. Do I think the fight will eventually happen sooner or later? Yes, sooner or later. But you said last year, sir, that the fight was already done and Daniel Kinahan put together a 2-fight deal and you just have to smash Wilder to bits. Now you're saying it's not done and it's out of your control. Wow. He said, I'm not going to hold my breath for it. He adds about a fight with Joshua, that's for sure. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket because I've been guilty of doing that before and these fights don't happen. So the man sounds all over the place. This should be really concerning for old media. He just said he thinks it'll happen sooner or later, but then now he said he's not holding his breath for it. The man just talks in circles, people. So I'm not going to say this fight's definitely happening in May, June, August, whenever. Right now, Fury makes it clear he simply wants to fight. He says, I got 2 fights this year and I don't give a uck who it is with. Possible opponents. So again, it sounds like the inactivity is really a concern to him. He says, finally, don't write Wilder off on the occasion yet, says Fury. There. So more gibberish from Tyson Fury. Don't write Wilder off. So Team Fury, Bob Arum said Wilder had no legal recourse in the matter with the contract. The contract had expired and Wilder can do nothing about it legally. But now you're in a legal proceeding with Wilder. Then previously, Tyson Fury says, here's my video. It says, breaking, there's my video. It's over. Tyson Fury says he's never fighting Deontay Wilder again. This was November 9th, 2020. 35,000 views. Yours truly. Tyson Fury confirms fans' worst fear. Fury says it's over and never will he fight Deontay Wilder again. After Wilder posted a video accusing Tyson Fury of manipulating his gloves in the past Wilder versus Fury fights. Instead of a suit or a rematch, Tyson Fury says never to fighting an American ex-heavyweight champion Wilder getting a shot despite being on an American broadcast, ESPN. And then I said, hashtag Tyson Fury blackout is among us, Tyson Fury, right? And here's all my sources. Look, there's the video. Here's the video. November 9th. Tyson Fury on Deontay Wilder, blah, blah, blah. So I cite my source like always.
Interested in doing that type of thing. Yeah. So he'll never get a shot at me now. Finished. He'll never. For what he said.
There you go. He'll never get a shot at me in November of 2020. Now he's saying don't write Wilder off. They said Wilder had no legal recourse. That's what Bob Arum said. Boom. I cite my sources. Arum, no legal recourse for Wilder. Team if third Fury fight doesn't happen. So they said he'll never get me again. There's no legal recourse, but you're in the legal proceeding with him. And then now he's switching up saying don't write Wilder off, and he sounds uncertain about Joshua versus Fury. Ego Stradamus strikes again, checkmate.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.